Okay, here's a smaller cave, and what we're going to do is run an array up on top and demonstrate the easy res, how it behaves on something smaller like this one. I'm going to back this up. Okay, I'm above the cave where I was just a little while ago. So that cave's right down there where my shadow is. And we're going to set up our array here. We'll run one probe that way, one probe that way. Okay, so what we're going to do is set up our array up here, and we're going to do a 2-probe array. Which means we have to use these little jumpers. And basically they're color coded, so you can't mess it up. You just put red to the red, yellow to yellow, black to black, green to green. And what this is called is a pole to pole array. So it's just two probes, one in each direction. All right. I took the green wire, hook it to this one. Yellow wire over here. Okay, so we need to come on here. You can come over here. We need to make sure that we set our probe spacing. So our probes are 2 meters apart. So we need to set it to 2 meters. That way it calculates our ohms meters. .87. So I usually write these down. That's at 2 meters. Okay, now we're going to move the probes out to 4 meters. The array spacing, so it'll give us 2 meters of depth. Okay, so we've got the array set up at 4 meters now, which will give us 2 meters of depth, which should be right into that cave now. Okay, what we're looking for is an increase in the ohms, and it should be right in there. Okay, 418 kilo ohms from 95. So we're gonna, at 4 meters, we're gonna write that down, 418.1. Okay, so that's showing, I mean, that's jumped up 4 times, which is showing that it's that current's having a lot more resistance. So now we can drag it out a little bit farther and see if we can get under the cave. Okay, so we've got the array set at 8 meters now, which will give us 4 meters of depth. So what we're looking for, if we're under the cave, our numbers should start going back down. So we gotta reset 8. Okay, so we're at 469, so we're still in it a little, and we're still in it. So we're gonna try to go out a little bit deeper. I'm gonna write this down. Okay, so what I've done is we're still at 8 meters. I'll just move the array up, trying to get it away from that cave. So still have this set at 8 meters. Now we should start getting a drop if we're getting out of the cave. Okay, so see 263, so that went down from 469. That's almost half. So we've moved the whole array up about 1 meter. So we should be seeing some more numbers drops. So, yeah, still at 8 meters. Okay, start. Okay, 172, so we're getting even farther out of it. Okay, so we're still at 8 meters, and I've got these probes just moved back farther so we can get away from the mouth here. Alright, so we should see another, even more of a drop. Alright, 160.8, so you know, it's consistently going down, so there you have it. That's the Easy Res Pro, and that's how you find a cave. And one more thing we're going to do, I'm going to take you a really good ways away from the cave, and we'll do these same distances so that you can see that those numbers will stay consistent without an anomaly involved. So we'll see you up top here in a minute. So we've moved up a couple hundred yards from where we were before, in a nice little flat place. This is going to be a little bit different kind of dirt here, so our numbers should be considerably lower. So I've got it set up 2 meters like we started at before, so 1 meter depth. So let's take a look here. Okay, we're going to go back and set it on 2 meters. Okay, hit start. Okay, 11.3 kilo ohms. So, you know, you got a lot denser soil up here, so versus 95 where we started before. But what I'm going to show you is that we're not going to get a huge jump like we did with that cave. So I'm going to move it out to 4 meters now. Okay, now we're set at 4 meters. Make sure we set our distance to 4 meters. And hit start. Okay, 26.08. Okay, so it's just gone up just a little bit, but it's going to do that a little bit with distance. 0.8. Okay, now we've got it stretched out to 8 meters. Which is where we were hitting the cave down there. If you remember, it was 469 kilo ohms down there, so we're going to set this at 8. And that number should go up some, but it's not going to go up a lot. Okay, so 58.7 versus 469. Okay, and what I'll show you, we'll go out just a little bit farther too, and I'll show you that it's not just a function of depth that makes it go up really high. Okay, got this set at 20 meters now, so that we can show that it's just not an effect of a distance that makes something go up really high. So don't forget, we got to set it to 20. Okay, now we hit start. Okay, so right now it's showing over the limit. That's a good little lesson here, because that can mean two things. Something's not plugged in right, or the ground is getting too dry. And if it's too dry, what we have to do is pour water on the probes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go check our connections and be right back. Okay, so everything was connected fine, so that means that the soil is pretty dry. So what we can do is wet around the probes, and it gives it a better connection. So just a little, water bottle full of water around your probe will just give it that much better connection. And if you really need extra, you can pour salt water on there. Okay, we're still set at 20. Okay, so we're at 177, which is still well below that 469 that we saw in that cave, but we're at 20 meters. and that number will kind of consistently go up as you go. But what you're looking for is big changes like we saw down in that cave. So there you have it. That's a pretty good demonstration on how to find a cave. I'm Robert with Terra Exploration Group. This is the Easy Res Pro, one of our Tough Series detectors. It works well and works as advertised. Robert out.